Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi.
And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, they shall come out of Zion, the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sakes. For the gifts and calling of God are without repentance. But as ye in times past have not believed God, yet have not obtained mercy through their unbelief, even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercy they also may obtain mercy. For God hath concluded them all in unbelief, that he might have mercy upon all. Oh, the depth of the riches both of the wisdom and knowledge of God! How unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding out. For who hath known the mind of the Lord? Or who hath been his counselor? Or who hath first given to him, and shall be recompensed unto him again? For of him, and for him, and to him are all things, to whom be glory forever. Amen.
Saudi Arabia's military is on high alert after deadly clashes with
Alright, Shalom to the elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so Haitians and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi Bahasham Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth. I've been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't we part of that number? Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities? His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. He is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. The water for anybody comes on the common board here and on after Baasham Atham. And I'm going to get into a lesson the Lord put the Spirit on me to deal with concerning some articles. And, the title is Saudi forces in deadly clash with Iran / back Houthis. That's how you say that. And then Vladimir Putin is dead, and various end time topics. So we're going to get into this, and we're going to put in some precepts concerned with this. And, we're going to start off showing Saudi Arabia has now joined into this battle. So Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. Go ahead and get started right here. Lord willing.
Saudi Arabia's military is on high.
Sounding all messed up. Let me know if it's messing up.
Saudi Arabia's military is on high alert after deadly clashes with Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Why do we care when we're paying attention to the Israel-Hamas war?
Probably is. Hold on. Let me see. Let me just double check. I'm going to check on my phone. It looks like it's lagging. So if it is, which it seems like it, I'm going to go and change my internet real fast because Esau's jacking with my shit again. So give me 1 second. Bear with me. I'm going to just go ahead and do it. Spend all this money on this internet. It ain't no high speed. It'll do enough of this shit. I'm going to tell them, hey man, finna change our shit. I'm tired let's try this again. We're gonna check, make sure it's not lagging, because it's been doing that various times, even after I reset my computer and whatnot. So give me a second, let me go make sure it's going through good. Let's see, let me go to my account. Alright, so let me make sure I'm my computer to my account. Alright, so let me make sure I'm my computer to my account. Let me check.
Saudi Arabia's military is on high alert after deadly clashes with Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Why do we care when we're paying attention to the Israel-Hamas war?
There was a tentative truce in place between...
It's sounding alright. I just needed to check. It's lagging a little bit, but you're going to hear the voice. You're going to hear what they're saying. Then we're going to go a couple other articles, and then we're going to get into some precepts.
Saudi Arabia's military is on high alert after deadly clashes with Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Why do we care when we're paying attention to the Israel-Hamas war?
There was a tentative truce in place between Saudi Arabia and the Houthi rebels who are backed by Iran in neighboring Yemen. And Saudi Arabia was actually holding direct negotiations with the Houthis to forge a permanent ceasefire and end this war that started 8 years ago. Everything changed on October 7th when Hamas attacked Israel. You had the Houthi leader a few days later come out and make a speech in which he praised Hamas, identified himself as part of the so-called axis of resistance, and said that he would do everything to help Hamas. He said all military options were being considered, particularly if the U.S. Steps in and supports Israel.
Is involved. They are clashing a little bit with Hamas, which is Iran backed, but you know the way those precepts speak about what's going to happen in this war, we know that it's going to be resolved, and they're going to end up going against, you know, America, Babylon the Great, or you know Hamas might be deleted out of the picture. You know, who knows? But we know that now Saudi Arabia is now involved in this war. You know, they had a little confrontation that said 4 soldiers died. You know, they're working that out right now. We're going to consider the whole matter, but you know, according to the scriptures, you know, they're going to go after America, Babylon the Great, and Israel. So I want to tie in a couple other things into what I found, and then we're going to put in some precepts and other things that the Lord put Spirit on me to deal with that He showed me. So Israel-Hamas war updates. Netanyahu rejects ceasefire after captive video, right? So we know that there's all these people who've been coming across talking about they want a ceasefire, but they're not going to do that because the scriptures say otherwise. So there's a couple precepts I want to deal with before we move on. And this is why there's not going to be a ceasefire. Simple as this. We're going to start right here. It's Matthew. There's people out here who want a ceasefire, and all these weapons have been created for a specific purpose, and it is for the will of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. This is Matthew chapter 16, verse 3. We're going to start right here. And it reads, "And in the morning it will be foul weather today." Wait, let's start at 2 so it can make sense. You know what? Let's start at 1 because then it'll make the whole point. And it reads, "The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came." And this is what a lot of people don't understand, is not all the Pharisees are wicked, okay? When you really go look into the word Pharisee, you get to understanding what it is. But these are talking about the wicked Pharisees right here, okay? So the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show him a sign from heaven, right? And that's what they're always doing. That's why people don't believe that great millstone is the men of the Lord, because they're seeking a specific sign from heaven, and like they think they're so important, the Lord's supposed to give them like the sign they're looking for or whatever. Verse 2, and he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red, right? Verse 3, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, before the sky is red and lowering. So you see, even back then, they looked at how the clouds and things were going on, and the beasts and the fowls of the air were reacting, and they were able to tell what kind of weather there was going to be. That's why you got your news anchors today. You know, it's been increased to that limit, right? So it says, O ye hypocrites, and this Yahawashi speaking, where everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. O ye hypocrites, can ye discern the face of the sky? But ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times. And that's the problem. These people, okay, that don't understand Yahawah's methods, don't understand the signs of the times, and they don't understand the time that we're in, even though it's all around us. Right? Hold on. Verse 4. And it reads, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. Who's that? 2/3 of our people, 66.6% of our people who are going to take the mark of the beast, which is what? That sea hip was what it says in the scriptures. When you look at the word marker, it actually says karagma, but you know, the elders and apostles also call it the sea hip. So you putting your right hand on your forehead, you got to buy or sell to get in anywhere, right? And that's really the sign that they should see that the scriptures is real, but they don't want to see that. But, you know, they seek it after a sign. They want to see us literally lifting the dead up out of the ground, and they want to see us do something like that. But what the Lord said, and there shall be no sign given unto it. He said, he ain't going to give you no more signs. I already did all that shit last time y'all was here. But the sign of the prophet Jonah, see? And he left them and departed. So he's not going to give no more supernatural ass shit, okay? Because it's already enough what he's doing, okay? That he's giving this understanding to the prophets, what time we in, what's going on. The whole damn Israel done fell away, and he gave us enough to understand what's about to happen. That's a sign in itself, and they seeking after more than that. They saying we want the cake and we want to be able to eat it. Well, guess what? You're not going to get it. You're going to get the sign of the prophets. And if you can't see that sign, then you don't deserve to see anything. Period. You know? And what is the elders and apostles, a great millstone? What is the signs that they're giving right now? What are the signs? What is that song that they're giving? What part of the song is it right now? We're going to read that. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 8. This is the song that they're singing right now. Part of this song. Because you know how you have Mozart and it'll have a part of the beginning of the song, then you got the middle part of the song, then you got the interlude or whatever, you know, at the end, then you got the ending, you got all that. Okay, this is the part of the song they're singing. They're singing the end right now. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 8, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. So we're in a time of war right now, and after this war, we're going to enter the time of peace forever. So this is this war, this is this song that they're singing, this song of Moses. This is the same song. The Lord's not going to tell us to sing a different song, because the last one was the one that saved us out of Egypt last time. And we know in Revelation chapter 11 verse 8, this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. You know? So we're going to go to Romans chapter 13 verse 4. After we read this, we're going to get into a couple more precepts. We're going to deal with a couple more things. Romans chapter 13 verse 4. And it reads, for he is the minister of the Most High, to thee for good. See, this is for the good of the elect, and we pray to be part of that number. So far, it's looking like it. We might be, because we the only ones who's what? Understanding what time we in. Everybody else don't understand what time they in, right? But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. Why? For he beareth not the sword in vain. So when we see these leaders saying we not taking no ceasefire, we finna go in, right? There's another article I put out. I'm not even sure if I put it on the comment board yet, but it talked about how Iran said they gonna shoot at Israel until there's nothing left. Okay, this is the Lord putting it on these heathens to do this. Okay, he's not bearing the sword in vain. It's gonna do what it's supposed to do, right? What the Lord say? For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. And we know all these nations have done wickedness and evil. So the Lord is the reason why there's not a ceasefire is because why? Because he's executing judgment on the wicked, and he's using their own. He's using other wicked to destroy the wicked. He said, "The evil shall slay the wicked." That's what this is. That's what this is. That's why they're rejecting a ceasefire. Okay? This is why we're seeing this kind of stuff. There's not going to be no mercy. Lord's going to really execute judgment right now. That's why you got to get your head right for this Jacob's trouble, man. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. You got to get your head right. Because from this point on now, there's not going to be no ceasefire. In this time of our life, there's not going to be a ceasefire, okay? And while they're saying that, it says U.S. has crucial decision to make as Hezbollah's 150,000 missiles could devastate Israel. Now, we know that, it said that 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles was going to hit America, Babylon the Great. But you see right here, Hezbollah has 150,000 missiles, and they ain't even really a big nation. They got 150,000 missiles, and they going to send every single one of them somewhere. See? So this is showing that there is a very great force of missiles that are being prepared to be launched somewhere. And we know it's going to be here in America, Babylon the Great, and in the land of Israel. We know that, hands down, according to the scriptures. Now, I want to put in a couple precepts. And then we're going to actually, let me do this first. Let me pull this other article, then we're going to put in some precepts. It's going to say it can't be reached, but give it a second. It's going to pop up. We see they got 150,000 missiles, right? Hezbollah. And then it says Yemen Houthi rebels claims attacks on Israel. Okay, so we know that Saudi Arabia had a little confrontation, with who they have. Who did say they had a confrontation with? When I said in the beginning, just give me a second. This is all new information that I'm just getting. They kind of dealing with Hamas. Okay. They having a little confrontation with Hamas, but that's not in my eyes, because their Hamas is backed by somebody, so they're gonna do what whoever's paying them money to do, which is Iran, right? Now we got Yemen, which in the scriptures, that's teeming. Okay, those are those Germans, and some of the people over there who are Arabic are in there as well, but they're mainly the Germans. Okay, so the rebels claim attacks on Israel, raising risk of widened conflict. So they're fighting too. So Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Yemen's Houthi rebels, Houthi, it's like if I said that wrong, rebels for the first time Tuesday claimed missile and drone attacks targeting Israel to the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. See, Hamas is really not Hamas, but Iran is really dealing with a lot of this attacks going on, okay? Because they know that what? Moab, the so-called Chinese, is finna attack Taiwan. You got the Ukraine war over there with Russia, and all three of them are together, okay? So they're trying to take over everything and push in this new world order, okay, that they think they're going to be ruling, but the Lord's going to kill all them too. So, right, in the Gaza Strip, and further raising the risk of the regional conflict erupting, right? So while they're doing something, we see that there's 150,000 missiles with, who did it say? Yeah, with Hezbollah, right? So they got missiles. They over there shooting missiles at Israel. Hey, man, this is prophecy, man. This is happening right now. So I want to put in a couple precepts and show why there's not going to be a ceasefire. And it's simple precepts. We ain't got to get too deep. Revelation, chapter 17, verse 17. It's real simple stuff. Because when you first come into the truth, all this stuff that you see that we think is simple is really like, to those people coming in new, it's like, damn, like I didn't even think of that, And that's how the Most High is really working with us. Because what we think is simple is really complex to the world. Revelation chapter 17, verse 17, for the Most High put it in their hearts. And in Hebrew, lab means heart, which means your mind, your inner will, right? To fulfill his will, right? They're doing this stuff because the Most High is what? Bringing judgment on these heathens, man. And to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, which is the system, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And what does the beast system do? They rape and pillage lands and they shoot missiles everywhere. That's what they do, man. Okay, so that's why they're doing it, and there's not going to be a ceasefire. That's how we know this is going down, and it's not going to stop. Now we're going to show in Ezekiel, because I showed yesterday in Ezekiel there are some more precepts that talked about the land of Israel being destroyed, but it's also over here. Okay? The Lord's not playing, man. This is what we seeing playing out right now. Like, while we living on the earth, this is playing out, man. That's how close we know we are to the end. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 2, Son of man, who's that? The prophets. Set thy face toward Jerusalem, right? The land. And drop thy word toward the holy places, right? And prophesy against the land of Israel. That's what we doing. We prophesying against these kingdoms. We prophesying against the land of Israel. Why? Because them heathens is over there right now, and they acting like they us, man. Okay? And when you look in Revelations, it talks about those ones who say they Jews and they not. And they over there in the land right now defiling it. They know, man. I want to talk about we anti-Shemitic. No, you anti-Shemitic. You ain't from the descendants of Shem who become the Hebrew Israelites. And y'all know it. Y'all some damn heathens and you Edomites. We know, you know. You ain't know this. It said that Esau Edom seek tears. He said he shed many tears but couldn't find repentance. Hey, don't be crying now, boy. It's time, okay? It's time for judgment. Y'all been ruling the world in wickedness. You got a whole bunch of chances to rule wickedly, and you did it. It's your time to go out. Verse 3, and they say to the land of Israel, right? Thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, behold, I am against thee, and I will draw forth my sword out of its sheath, and I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked. You see? And this happened to us first, right? This happened to Israel first, but now we know it's happening to them. You see? But this happened to us first. We was in the land of Israel. We got cut off. We ran to Africa, and then we was taking on slave ships over here. That's what the scriptures say. You see? But now it's about to happen to them. That's what the Lord said. Set your face against them and let them know I'm gonna cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked. That's what the Lord's finna do. He's finna cut them off. But the righteous, why it says the righteous and the wicked is because last time we all had to fall as a nation. Okay? So the ones who were still, following the laws to the best of their abilities, they still made mistakes in them, so they still failed, but they were still considered righteous. Because why? Because they was following the laws, But they still had to fall because we was a divided nation. We had 2/3 of our people doing wickedness. And at that time, we was as a whole. So we had to fall too. But now we're going to do this, to show that it's going to happen the second time in the land of Israel. Seeing then that I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked, therefore shall my sword go forth out of its sheath against all flesh from the south to the north. Right? Verse 5, that all flesh may know that I am the Lord, and have drawn forth my sword out of its sheath, it shall not return anymore. And it said we are gods, but we will die like men. You see? So it's showing that we went through this, man. And that's the bitter part of the scriptures, that we went through this. But they're about to go through this. The Lord's finna cut off everybody over there, but it's mainly talking about now, the wicked. But I just wanted to point that out, And really, it makes sense because over there are righteous Israelites, but they have inequity in them. They haven't turned back to the Lord, but they're still considered righteous, because they're the seed line of Jacob. But they just got inequity in them, so the Lord's going to cut them off too. You see, because they still look like the wicked. So that makes sense, But I just wanted to make that point. The Lord's going to cut off all these people, man. Okay? And it don't matter who you is. If you Jake over there doing this or you them over there doing this, the heathens, he's going to cut off all that. Okay? That's not serving Yahawah, Baasham, Yahawashi. So I wanted to make that point. Then I'm going to get over here. And I know it's late, but I wanted to go ahead and do this because I got a busy day tomorrow, so I wanted to go ahead and do it. So this is some points I wanted to make about these people right here. Mayan Mar Junta bombs town on China border for a second day. So we're gonna look up who this group is right here, okay? Because they back China. China's backing them up, okay? And we're gonna read a little bit about them. So we're gonna get over here and look them up real quick. And I looked up a little bit about the history of them, right? Well, it talks about the first phase period of the direct military rule, right? 1962-1974. It's a constitutional dictatorship phase from 1974 to 1988. It's a little bit about them, but I wanted to get to a point. It says is the Mayan Mar Junta backed by China, right? And it says Queen's trip to Myanmar was nonetheless worthy because it was the first bilateral visit which saw a high-ranking Chinese official shake hands with Min Aung Hlaing, representing the highest endorsement Beijing has accorded the junta regime thus far. But when you get over here and go in a little bit more about them, it shows, I had it all pulled up. Let me pull it up. It talked about, where's it at? It talks about like what do they do? And they got a lot of gas. Okay? They got a whole lot of gas. And that's what makes them important. But China's backing them up. The Moab is backing them up. So let me pull up a couple of these real quick. Right, who is funding them? And it says they generate over $1 billion annually for, natural gas. Its single largest source in foreign revenue. Since 2021, the flow of funding has underwritten crimes against humanity. Blah blah blah. But China, they would basically is showing the prophecy of Ezekiel chapter 38, where it talks about how all these groups are going to be joined together with Russia, and these are one of these groups. So that's what I wanted to point out, because Moab is backing them up. Okay. So this is just to show that. Let me see. Yeah, let's do this. Nah, they don't gotta do that. I'm pretty sure that's the point. But see, you see the U.S. is putting sanctions on them because their revenue with the gas, you know, why the Moab wants some access to Mayan Mar's ports and naval institution, provides China with strategic influence in the Bay of Bengal and the wider Indian Ocean region in the Southeast Asia. China has developed a deep water port on the Kayapu, Salaki if I said that wrong, in the Bay of Bengal. See, so they've been dealing with them. So now that they're seeing that they're involved, that's even more people involved. And, you know, they're on the border over there attacking an ethnic group. What's the name of them? Let me go find it. It said the name of them was, what was it? Bear with me, because it's somebody new that I learned about. Let me see. Who did they go attack? The Kachin Independence Army, okay? And if they're backed by Moab, then that means that Moab's up to something and they want them to do that for a specific reason. So that's just my point. Just to show some more wars and some rumors of wars and, you know, kind of what's going on over there. So let me put in a couple more precepts and then we're going to deal with, you know, this situation with Vladimir Putin, you know, dying. And we're going to go into who's running stuff now ahead of him. So this is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. It's going to give me a sec. It's going to pop up. And it reads, so they shall fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, right? Which is, you know, the spiritual power from the elect, you know, those 144,000 elect men, and also the heavy chariot of fire, and it's going to end with missiles coming from these other nations. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Okay, and that's why they fear the name of Yahawashi. You know, and they know the name of the Lord. That's why they've taken it out of everything in this society. Micah chapter 1, verse 14, because they dread the name of the Lord, because they know that he's coming to destroy them. So this is Malachi chapter 1, verse 14. And it reads, but cursed be the deceiver, which hath in his flock a male, and voweth and sacrificed unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahawashi, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. Okay, so this is why they're fearing the name of Yahawashi, because his prophets is out here letting them know that their time is up, and they're going to get destroyed in many various ways. So that's why all these Western nations are terrified of the name of the Lord, because they know that prophecy exists, because they hid it, you know. So now we're going to get over here and deal a little bit with what this could mean, that Vladimir Putin is gone and he's got somebody else doing his work, okay? But he's going to finish out what Vladimir Putin wanted to do. You know, and he might even do it quicker because, you know, you talking about a whole nother spirit coming into power over there. So it says Vladimir Putin's death is being celebrated by his former cronies. Kremlin source says Kremlin source claimed that the death of Vladimir Putin was considered the beginning of something new and good by his top allies, has learned. Telegram channel General SVR, which is believed to be run by the Kremlin insider, alleged in a previous post that Putin 71 died last week in his Valdali residence after suffering a heart attack. Who knows what that came from? It could have been a juice box. We don't know. The Telegram channel has closely followed Putin's rumored terminal illness. They say he was sick, though, too. Within the last 2 weeks, the channel has claimed that Putin was in his final days. And I remember seeing that article, too. And his top cronies were organizing a succession plan amid his imminent death. The channel's recent claims forced Putin spokesman Dmitry Peskov not to only denounce the allegations but acknowledge rumors about the despot's health, while Peskov branded the channel claims and asserted information countered. The same insider was now alleged that allies like Peskov are optimistic about Putin's death because they're going to be able to take power in their own hands. And all these people want to put their hands on America, Babylon the Great, man. They want to rule the world, okay? Because they've been in the back seat. Now they got it. They're going to push, man. They're going to push that Soviet Union presence in the earth, man. That's what's probably gonna happen, according to the scriptures. We're gonna read it in a second. So those around the president are no longer very worried and even consider Putin's death the beginning of something new and good, right? Because they're gonna start pushing that Soviet Union quickly, is what I think it means. So the General SVR account posted, according to the Daily Star, many are tired of the constantly prevailing theme of war and sanctions and started talking about the possibility of peace negotiations, but of course on favorable terms, which they cannot clearly formulate. See, there ain't going to be no peace. It's not possible. Like, they literally just, destroyed damn near all of Ukraine, man. It's not going to happen now. They said, I want to get to the point. They said that this guy right here, and I got him pulled up in a second, but it said, in addition, let me see if I can find it. That's not where I want to be at. Okay, so it says, options for the future leader of Russia were reportedly narrowed down to a handful of men, including the Chechen leader, Rasaman Kadyrov, but the Russian Secretary of Security Council, Nikolai Patrushev, is believed to be the current official calling the shots in wake of Putin's armored death, which is this guy. Okay, so now he's running stuff over there. Okay, and he's a politician, and he's serving as Secretary of Security Council of Russia since 2008. He was, he's a politician, and you know how politicians are, They be quick to pull the trigger, So this is just showing that, this prophecy could pass real fast, a lot faster than it was with Putin, because, he was a leader. He was probably more patient than this guy, but we're going to consider the whole matter, and we'll see what happens. But I want to put in the precept. We'll consider the whole matter and see what he does. But in my eyes, I think he's going to really push something. My spirit's telling me he's going to move. So Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4. Oh, Salakia. And it reads, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company of bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. You see, and all these nations we see that are getting involved in this battle. Okay? And, for somebody to just jump right into this and all this going down, it just seems like it's going to be, he's going to make a quick decision because he's going to have to. You know, he's right. He just came to leader right in the middle of the war. He's gonna make drastic decisions, you know, because they you know, is what I feel like. But we're gonna consider the whole matter, and we'll go into more precepts about it as the time goes on and see what he does. But that's just kind of update to that. Now, over here it says China warns a certain country is making ethnic bioweapons. And I talked about this about a month ago, but I want to go back into it. And it says like they don't really note like who actually is doing it. They don't really know who's like actually the ones making it. They don't like try to put it out there. But it says down here when you read a bit of it, it talks about how they think it's either China, which is Moab, or America, Babylon the Great, Edomites. Okay, and you know, the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They claim the Chinese are making it, the Moabs are making it, and he also suggested the U.S. has been developing it. And the reason why it's good to point this stuff out is because, like, when they say stuff like this and they say they don't know, they know who's making this stuff. Because we know that there's another article that America, Babylon the Great, and China were racing to make super AI robot, you know, military drones. Okay, so we know if it talks about them in this right here, they're probably more than likely the ones that are doing this. Okay, they're the ones developing that technology. Now, when you go look up about their biotechnology, they say they ain't in mind with these people, man. So I want to put in some precepts about it. It's just what you want to keep in mind with these demons, man, because they always say they ain't doing shit, but usually they doing shit. You know, more than likely they do have these type of genetic, you know, which means genes. And we know that they're trying to what? They're trying to wipe out Israel. Okay, they're trying to wipe out, you know, Jake. Okay, hold on. Salakia 12 verse 13. Ecclesiastes chapter, man, hold on. Keeps misspelling my stuff. I don't know why. Bear with me. All right, Salakia. So Ecclesiastes, and I really want to get to verse 13. So Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So whenever we see stuff like this, if we don't know everything that's going to go down, we'll consider the whole matter, and we'll deal with the precepts around it and see what the Lord has already shown that this could be something possible. You know, this could be something that they're doing. Okay, and I believe, you know, that they're doing it. When you look back in the precepts. So Psalm chapter 83 verse 1, it reads, keep thou not silence, O power, which is Yahawah, hold not thy peace. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thee and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? You know, and it talks about in Psalms, it talks also about how King David asked the Lord to hide him from the wicked counsel, you know, the wicked counsel. You know, we've been hidden from the wicked counsel in this truth. We're hidden. You know, the Lord's letting us do this work and stay out of that danger of being, you know, exposed by them and being exploited and taken out. You know, because if they knew who all the elect were, we'd be dead, you know. And Lord willing, we are that number, but that's why he makes it where nobody can know. So they have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be in no more remembrance. And how are they going to do that? something like using like that, talking about a bio. It said a bio or ethnic bioweapon. Okay, that's talking about wiping out ethnicities, man. And they're trying to get rid of Israel. So of course they're making that. Okay, but it also talked about how Israel, they took poison. They would take poison and not die. The elect, you know. So it's not going to work on the elect anyways. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederates against the Edom, the Ishmaelites, which is the Arabians, the so-called Arabians of Moab, the so-called Chinese, and the Hagarenes. And the point I want to make is, you know, we got Ammon, the so-called Japanese, Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, the small hats, 1948ers is over there saying they Israel and they not, right? But the point is, I want to get to Edom and Moab. See, they came up with a thing together to make sure that they cut off Israel from being a nation, and they pointed out both of them in this article talking about making ethnic bioweapons. So they could be in on it together. They might not, who knows? But we know that the precepts all the way back in that time said that they consulted together to make sure Israel will be in no more remembrance. And that could be part of it. So I just want to make that point. Now I'm going to get to Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9. Here's another point. That this could be something that, you know, that they're doing. They're saying they're not doing it, but what's the point of putting it out there and saying it if not nobody's doing it? So Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9, it reads, "My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her." Who are those birds round about? In Psalms 83, all the ones who came together, right, to make Israel of no more remembrance. Right? All the birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. See? So that's what they're doing. They're trying to make sure that Israel is in no more remembrance. Okay? That's what they're trying to do. And it says this as well. Second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 71, and it reads, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." And that will be what a madman does. Shalom, big bro. Yahawashi, Barak, the water for tuning in. And everybody else coming on the comment board. Yahawashi, Barak. So, you know, the Lord is going to, you know, have these heathens, you know, doing all types of stuff, man. So we got to be circumspect and keep watch, you know, and pray Baasham Hawashi keeps us away from this kind of stuff, you know. And they try to say that they don't know who doing it, but this is why you don't want to trust them. They always, when they do these articles, you know, you got to kind of spit out the bones, because we know this, Job chapter 13 verse 4, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." So sometimes they kind of do stuff like this and show you really what's going on, but they lay like forge a lie around it and be like, yeah, we don't know who's doing it. We didn't put nobody out there specifically, okay? And as the time goes by, the Lord's gonna reveal it, you know. So now we're gonna go over here. You know, a couple other topics the Lord told me to put the spirit on me to deal with, and then we're gonna get out of here. So, teacher on leave for allegedly dressing as the devil, telling kids hail Satan. And really, you know, if you see this in the spirit, you know, this is something that you know, it's almost like, you know, he was really portraying what they really are, you know, because when you see pictures of him, he's like dressed up. See if I can find him. He's like dressed up in like a red devil suit, okay, with horns on his head. But we know that's not what the devil looks like. The devil looks like that. And this guy says, he goes, "I don't think it's okay, joking or not, if you're going to keep the Christian stuff out, then you got to keep the devil worshiping stuff out." So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like the whole Bible is just basically not true. Okay, so they got this kind of stuff going on, and allowing this kind of stuff to happen, to basically just make it seem like we don't want none of this stuff around. Why? Because they don't want the truth to be in remembrance. Okay? And these people are some devils. Okay? They're deceivers. There's some devils. Now it shows from their face. They blot everybody out. But he in here with a pitchfork saying, "Hail Satan." Like, you see it? He's got the pitchfork. And he's saying, "Hail Satan." But that's really what these people is about. Okay? And they've been like that, and they've been worshiping Satan this whole time. Okay? They're demons. Okay? So I want to point out a couple things. And tie it into this red pitchfork devil they always talking about. Because what? Because it said Esau Edom came out red. That's why they have the devil in a red suit with a pitchfork. Okay? It all goes back to the scriptures. It's like they're disguised to make it seem like it's a joke. Okay? So this is Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. When you look back in the couple's precepts, it talks about how, Jacob and Esau represented nations. So we know that the nation of Esau, Edom, they're red, right? Which means when you look up that word red, it means to show blood forth from the face. In more simpler terms, why you think they call the ones that are in the trailers, the Edomites that's in trailers, they call them trailer trash or rednecks. You see, red. That's where you get that from. Okay, it all goes back to Esau, even the so-called white man. And then when you look in Revelation, chapter 12, verse 3, it talks about this. And it reads, "And there appointed another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his heads," which is that beast system. See, the red dragon, and that's why it says in another precept, the red dragon, that old serpent. Okay, it all goes back to that lineage of people, the red people. Okay, Esau, Edom. Okay, because they don't have no pigment. That's why I said to show blood forth from the face. When you look it up in Genesis 25, verse 4, "And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth." And that's talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi ruling 1,000 years, okay, during the Vespasian period, okay, with Constantine, because Constantine was Jake, okay. They don't tell you that stuff. "And the dragon stood before the woman." Who's the woman? Israel. That's the woman, which was ready to be delivered to devour her child soon as it was born. And that's talking about Yahawashi, with King Herod, and Joseph and Mary fled into Egypt till he died and whatnot, and they came back, okay, into Jerusalem. So we're gonna keep moving. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 18. Another point I wanted to point out. And it reads, "Come now, let us reason together, saith the Lord Yahawah, Baasham, Yahawashi. Though your sins be scarlet," see, red, okay? And who does it say is the wicked? Esau Edom, and he came out red. All this stuff goes back to wickedness, okay? And then you got, what's his name, Chief Ephraim coming out on this red screen, and all these brothers been posting up all these different videos talking about, like, the red screen and significance of it in many ways, man. It all goes back to wickedness and sin and violence and vengeance, right? But it says they shall be white as snow. How do we become white as snow? Because of this truth. "Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool." And that's how our sins are. We're being cleansed with this truth and understanding the word of Yahawah, Baasham, Yahawashi. But it's just to kind of tie in, all this stuff in the scriptures. Red is concerning wickedness. Okay? It all goes back to the wicked. Job chapter 2, verse 1. And this is going to tie in why this Edomite is in there walking around, in the class with his little red suit on, and he's red. He ain't got no pigment on. on them. Job chapter 2 verse 1. And of course we know some of our people look like Edomites, but they're not Edomites, because we know one of us, Jake, slept with a so-called white woman and he came out looking white. That's different. We talking about actually from the seed line of Esau. Job chapter 2 verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord Yahawashi, and Satan also came among them to present himself before the Lord. Why? Because he's on the left-hand side of the Lord. He works for the Lord. He can't do nothing without the Lord, commanding him to do it. And what did the Lord say to him? What did Yahawashi say to him on the right-hand side? He said unto Satan, because he said they both came to present themselves in front of the Lord. That's how they came to present themselves in front of the Most High. When you go back and look, you see, the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. You see, they came to the Most High. Okay, so that shows that there's a left-hand side and a right-hand side of the Lord, and then Yahawah is at the head of that. Okay, he's got a son that's wicked and a son that's righteous, and they both came. And what did the Lord say? What did Yahawashi say to Satan? From whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it. But how you going to do that without a counterpart? You have to have a physical seed, which is the Edomites, okay? And they're out there doing what? Dressing up like the devil, the deceiver, okay? And they made a whole bunch of different shit, trying to make fun of it, and mock the word of the Lord by, putting on a front like the devil's a red devil with a pitchfork. But really that's, take out the pitchfork and the super red, and that's really the devil, man. That's really what it is. They know they know that they are the seed line of Satan, man. That's where they come from. Because it said that he went to up and fro down in the earth. Jay can't go to up and fro down in the earth. We damn slaves. Okay, we work every day. We can't go travel and do all that shit. And the ones that can, we're not traveling up and to and down and fro in the earth doing this. Okay? Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 35, thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar, the Lords of hosts of his name. This is the point I want to make. Verse 36, if those ordinances depart from me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel shall also cease from being a nation before me forever. So this is why they make chemtrails. This is why they try to blot out the sun with with what they put in the clouds and whatnot. That's why they do that stuff. Jake that can travel, they not going out there doing all that. We ain't like practicing divination and learning all these different ways to, control the weather. Esau Edom does that. Why? Because they're trying to cut off Israel from being a nation. And then it says, thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured. That's why they be searching out all the stars and trying to, pinpoint everything. But they found out that the earth, the space expands and it keeps expanding, so they can't fully measure it. So it's basically the Lord mocking them like, you can do it. And they got the technology to do it, but they can't do it because it keeps expanding. Because the Lord is steady preparing, those mansions for Israel, okay, these planets. So if heaven above can be measured and the foundation of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord, because we sinned against the Lord. So that's why they're so diligent in trying to find out everything, okay, because they're trying to cast off Israel. That's the only reason why. And this is this is one that, very common, but it's, a very great scripture. Job chapter 9 verse 24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. And what are they doing? They're trying to cut off the seed of Israel with what? Biochemical weapons. If they got them, if they can get them. And they're trying to cut off us by, putting chemtrails in the air, poison in the food, all that. But it said that the elect, they'll eat poison and won't die. So they, they're panicking right now, okay? Because, their enchantments as well are not working. The elect is waking up. So he covers the faces of the judges thereof, which means they covered up judgment, Okay, they've covered up everything to where, we didn't understand what judgment was until the Lord came upon the Spirit. He bring his Spirit upon the elders and apostles, starting in the one west and came down the great millstone. So he covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? See? Who owned the whole earth? Whose money who's got their faces all on the dollar? It's Esau Edom, man. Simple as that. Okay? And they show it trickling down all the way into the school classes. He walking around in his class saying, "Hail Satan," talking about it's a joke. No, it's not a joke. No, they really do worship Satan, man. They're demons. So this is my last article, and I'm going to pull up a couple things, and then I'm going to get out of here. So it says, TikTok narco queen Sabrina Duran was executed in broad daylight in Chile. And I don't got too much on this, but I wanted to make a couple points. So this is why I feel like the Lord judged this woman, okay? Because she was wicked. And you can just know just by her screen name. Okay, and she also wasn't discreet. Okay, so I want to look this up. Right, narco, what is that? Narcotics, illegal drugs, a dealer in drugs. So they called her the narco queen. Why? Because she was dealing drugs, which is witchcraft. She was selling drugs, right? And then she said queen. Okay, and when you look up that word queen, instead it says the Oxford English Dictionary tells us it's from the Old English CWEN, like queen, related to queen, which means impudent woman or prostitute, right? And that's why in the scriptures that we call our women princesses. Okay, queens, it's like it means like a harlot, man. Okay, and we're gonna put that in the scriptures. We're gonna prove that. Then we're going to get out of here. Titus chapter 2, verse 1. We're going to start right here first, though. I want to make a few points before we get to it. But, her name literally meant, drug harlot. Okay, that's why she got shot in the middle of broad daylight for the Lord to warn the rest of you women out there, serve your man and be a good woman, be a good woman of the Lord and, Don't fall for this stuff, man. These women are getting judged by the Lord. And, a lot of women don't want to come into this truth because they know that, you really can't divorce your husband, okay? It's got to be like, your husband can divorce you if it's right, if it's lawful. Like if you cheat on him or you just, just being a real tough time for him, he can do it, but really it's like you supposed to stick with him for the rest of his days till he died, no matter what. Okay, that's how the scriptures say. You can't put him away. And that's why a lot of women, they have this Western mindset of thinking they can just quit when shit don't work out for them. That just shows you ain't a hopeful elect woman if you do that. So that's why we don't take a lot of shit from women because there's a lot of good ones out there, but there is some good ones. There's some good women out there. So I just want to make a couple points. Titus chapter 2, verse 1, but speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, right? That the aged man be sober, which means know what time it is. The Lord ain't going to turn water into wine and then say we can't drink no wine. Grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience. What's charity? Doing this work. And we're supposed to be patient too. But there's different levels of patience. You got some people in Israel who just lied and they got put to death. Then you got some the Lord had mercy on, like King David. So it varies. There's a rope on everybody. That's why, you want to have fear of the Lord because you don't know how long your rope is. You could do some shit and then the Lord be like, nah, your low rope ain't that long. Cut your shit. You get judged. Okay? And it seems like this woman right here, she didn't have a long rope. So the Lord cut her off, and she her lips is big and stuff. She looked like she might be Northern tribe, but she looked wicked, man. So, verse 2, the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, charity, and patience. Right? The aged woman likewise that they be in behavior, right, as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving them much wine, teaches a good thing. See, and that's both of us. We both got to be like that. We got to teach good things and whatnot, but the woman is under the man. You see, so it's very important that y'all do y'all job right, because you only got one job. That is to serve the men of the Lord. Whether it's the whole brotherhood or your husband, you got one job. You fuck that off, your ass is grass. Okay, so make sure you're doing that shit right. Verse 4, that they may teach the young woman to be sober. That's another job too. You can do that. It's definitely, harder said than done. It's easier said than done, as I would say. To love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet. See, this woman wasn't discreet. She all on TikTok. Everybody know her, and she ended up getting a bullet to the head in broad daylight, man. Nobody came for her, man. Chaste keepers at home, staying at the house, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High not be blasphemed. So that's why we're very, very stern on our women. We do, especially the Judite women. Why? Because y'all are going to be the biggest. Y'all going to be the most exalted woman in the kingdom. Okay, so y'all the Lord's going to be extra hard on y'all, because you need to set the best example. Okay, what it means to come back as a hopeful elect woman. So y'all going to be the ones over all the other tribes. The women of Judah, the Judite women. So if you do come in this truth and you're a Judite woman, the Lord's going to be harder on you probably than most other women. Why? Because, He knows y'all fell the furthest. Just like the Judite man, we fell the furthest. So He's going to be a little bit tougher on us, because we did a lot of stuff, that went off too. But, not saying He's not going to be harder on others, other tribes and whatnot. But, it's just the kind of thing to keep in mind. The Lord, He's real hard on Jake, man, period. But the Judite men and Judite women, they've gotten a lot here. That's why when you in high school, you had a lot of people, they would deal with the northern tribe more than us. When we was in high school. When I was in high school, that was kind of how it was. But it was like a hatred between us. It would be like, yeah, you light skinned, or they'd be like, you dark skinned, But the light skinned Jake will be the one to get the opportunities and stuff, because they didn't want Judah to be exalted, because they were the ones who was on top. Okay, with Yahawashi. So it just makes sense. Proverbs chapter 30 verse 20, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. Right? And that's how she is. She thinks she didn't do nothing wrong. But she did, man. That's why she got executed in broad daylight, for being wicked. This is Exodus chapter 22 verse 18, from being a drug dealer. So Exodus chapter 22 verse 18, I got a precept after this and then we done. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. And you look at the word pharmakia, it means witchcraft, and that's what that was, She was doing witchcraft. Now, the last one I got is Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 18 and 19. Just a couple more precepts and then I'm out. Says, the children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make the cakes to the Queen of Heaven. See, that's how they are over here. They worship, women. And that's how it's been exalted all throughout the earth. Women have been exalted because of, feminism and being online and getting men to lust after them and give them money and, trick men. And that's what's gotten them in this position to get judged like that. And to pour out drink offerings to other gods that they may provoke me to anger. Right? Do they provoke me to anger, saith the Lord? Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? And that's how we know, these women provoke the Lord to anger, because of that judgment that they receive, because the Lord said He'll pay you to your face, and He's going to make it public. And that's why you want to make sure, like, hey, this ain't the time to be playing around, because the Lord will really put judgment on you. You know, shot killed in broad daylight in Chile. You know, for being wicked like that. So that's all I got. You know, I wanted to, you know, try to make it quick, but you know, it took me about an hour. It's the spirit. So, you know, Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel. Hope Lord willing is edifying. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, when us be edifying those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. The water for everybody tuning in who came on the convoy. Yahawashi, Barak, Atham, Ball. And Lord willing, will be at his exalted name. Yahawashi, yet another day. Kwam Yasharala. May the blessing of the election be upon your households. Shalom.